the edge of space, the Old West, and a haunted mansion. These are all places we've gone to in Magic the Gathering that are actually magic planes, that are actually part of core set magic. But do they fit? And I'm curious if you think they kind of are inspired or came about because of so much Universes Beyond stuff. You know, did they feel, oh, well, maybe we can push the envelope a little bit because we've got all this crazy Universes Beyond stuff. We can make our other planes a little more modern or a little more, different than your core. Here's vampires and werewolves and elves and dwarves and swords and sorcery. But this isn't the first time we've done that. If you think about it, last year it had just as much. And even before that, like we've got New Capenna. That's a bunch of mob bosses and, that are demons and stuff like that with actual cars and limos and stuff. Or what about Neon Dynasty? One of my absolute favorite sets. That's just cyberpunk. So with like literal neon colors and also motorcycles and stuff. So it's like, well, is that really Magic the Gathering? What about even Bloomborough? That's just cutesy little animals. Yes, there's like, the food chain within it, and they're fighting calamity, style wolves and beasts that are, attacking the wee little mice and the squirrels and the frogs and stuff. But it still doesn't really have anything to do with Eldrazi and Liliana and the Sparks and all that stuff. So I don't think this is really something new to Magic the Gathering. I think it just a little bit more prominent because of Universes Beyond. We kind of see the connection a little bit more. That, oh yeah, these don't quite fit, with regular Magic, the way we think of Magic the Gathering and the huge core fan base that loves the lore and all that stuff, the way they want Magic to be. I think it's kind of almost always been sets that branch off and push the envelope a little bit as to what counts as being within these worlds, because again, and I keep stressing this to people, Magic has always been a multiverse. It's not just Lord of the Rings. It's not just one space that swords and sorceries and wizards throw in magic spells. That may be how it started, but very quickly after that, it branched off into this multiverse concept. I mean, there was like the Arabian Nights set, there was like Ice Age, there was all these different things that had different areas and different lore based on actual mythology within the human realm in our world. It's not new, and so branching off into Final Fantasy and Spider-Man isn't really that big of a deal or that big of a stretch to me, because it's just part of the multiverse. It's definitely the far edge of the multiverse versus where Jace and Nissa may be hanging out, but it's still part of it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I'd be interested in hearing.